And I think we are live. Yay! I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes to let some more people come in. Hi, Linda. I'm going to, let me turn down my iPad so we don't get feedback. There we go. Hopefully I can get a Facebook chat. Hi, thank you for that sound check, Jamie. I appreciate that. Glad everybody can hear me. Want to make sure that my chat starts to stream here. It's a little bit behind, so you guys bear with me. There we go. Now, for all my Facebook viewers, I want to make sure that you guys know that I can see your questions and stuff like that as soon as they start appearing in my stream here. But it won't tell me who asked the question, so I'm not intentionally not calling your name out. It just won't show me that. Let's see. All right. Got a few people on. I want to first give a shout out to all of my moderators and admins. You guys are doing an excellent job. I greatly, greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I apologize if you hear some noise in the background. That is my husband. He is home. So things are not as quiet as normal. Let's see. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters, my Ko-fi supporters, and of course my YouTube memberships. You guys are awesome. I'm going to play the intro, guys, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, Pat. Hi, Marianne. All right. So here is our March calendar. I showed it to you guys the other day. For any of you who don't know where to find that, it is in the group announcements of the group that you're in. You should be able to see that there should you need it to know when we're going to go live, what we're doing. All of the pre-scheduled stuff is posted in the comments in that, so you will see all the projects that we have going and what's upcoming. Thank you, Sue. I love this little basket card. It is inspired by a set of dies. I could not get my hands on the dies, but I watched a couple of videos and I'm like, I think I can make it, so I made one. So that is how this little card was born. And I thank Karen Berniston for that inspiration. Let's see. Let's just pop over to the overhead and we'll go over a little bit about what we've done this week. Now, if you are a annual supporter, you had access to this file. What I forgot to say, guys, and everybody has access to the video now, so you can learn to do it, but the file, super quick, super simple. I've already laid it out for my annual supporters, but you can go in and create your own. And what I did here is I stamped with ink, with my rubber stamps or acrylic stamps. I stamped and made my own acetate. Now, I did use a laminator, but guys, if you have a mini easy press, guess what? You can do it. You can do this. You can make your own. You can seal in some party foil, all sorts of stuff. Make your own acetate. So that is one of the things we did this week. Upcoming next week is going to be using mandalas to make cards. So that is upcoming. If you look in the calendar post on Facebook, you will see that upcoming. Also upcoming one day this week, and I forgot what date, but it is in there. And I have loaded mine down. You can see of all of this week's projects and upcoming projects. So it's going to be hard for me to tilt this and show it to you, because I've been busy making all these cards, guys. And I made this little card file, this box. You'll see that. I've already posted photos. It's iron-on, so you can do that. And that is upcoming as well as the file on that. So lots of stuff coming your way. Lots and lots. Don't forget to go to craftingwithapril.co. We have a giveaway. This little guy is looking for a home. It is the white Cricut Cutie. There is a giveaway going. You have to go to craftingwithapril.co and go to the resource tab, and it is on that page. So make sure you enter to win. I believe on this one you have to follow me on Twitter at craftingcricut. So, and you can follow the link inside that and it'll take you to it. Okay. All right. So here is the card that we did, and I did a little envelope for it. Okay, so you have your envelope in there, and then the card comes out, and then you pop it open, and it has all of the little pretties in there. And it's 360, so it doesn't matter what side they're looking at it from, they're going to get a nice view, except the sides. I mean, it's still pretty, but not much of a view. Type card it is. You can only do really 2 sides. So super cute, super easy, and super fun. Now we're going to pop over before we start putting it together and talk a little bit about, I'm going to set that out of the way. Actually, I'm going to leave it out so I can remember where I stuck stuff, because it does take a little, just to speed us up, because it does take a little while to learn where to put everything. Now, I did use Nuvo drops on my flowers, and I've already done those and set those off to dry. I just left them on my mat so that I could pick them off, and I did a couple of extras. So if you guys want to use Nuvo drops or glitter drops, whatever you have, stickles, whatever you have to make your center of your flower. And then I drew on it. You're going to need your Cricut pins. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that to get that center, to give it that 3D effect. Okay? So let's pop over and talk about the file. Let's see. Yes, please give a thumbs up and a like. Guys, if you're on Facebook, throw some hearts out there. Nobody on Facebook is talking. I can see you guys are on there live, but you're not saying anything. So here we are over in Design Space, and we're going to open up that file. Now, if you're a supporter, you have that file. If you're an annual supporter, everybody got it early for March Madness, but you generally just, the annual supporters will get early access. And I did mine in different colors, but you're going to see we're going to go over things here in the mat. If you are not an Access subscriber, you will need to do some things if you don't want to pay for Access images. The envelope was free when I put it in there. Hopefully it's still free. If not, you can size an envelope to fit. It will fit in a regular envelope. The flowers were free when I put them in there, I believe. I don't know if the grass was. But I have taken all of these Access images. Now the bee, I put that in there for me. And this, that's the only one. This is a licensed image, guys. It doesn't matter if you have Access or not. You're going to have to pay for that image. If you don't want to, just delete it. I left it in the file so you could use it for sizing. So that whatever image you picked, you would be able to size it to the sizes that I used. And then you could delete that one. So you don't have to pay for it. Okay? Super easy, super simple. So what you're going to do is when you open it up, the first thing you're going to do is do a save as. I'm going to cancel that. Oops. You're going to do a save as, and you're going to save that file. It's going to force you to do that. And I'm just going to do it now. But you're going to do another save as, okay? And I'm just going to, I don't want it to change the date. You're going to do another save as, so that you have one file. Once you've done that save as, you have one file just like this that's untouched. Then you're going to save as again and save it as a different name or put a 1 behind it or anything if you don't have access, and then you can just delete this entire group. Okay, you will need to make some handles or either choose to keep them, but whatever's in this group is all access or licensed images, and you will have to get rid of them. If you do that, these are your supports right here. These are going to replace the grass, and then you can weld onto the top of it whatever you wish. Okay, so if you've got access, you can replace the bees and it won't cost you anything, or pay for the bees and be done. If you don't have access at all of this group needs to be replaced except this grass. This is those pieces. Okay? Everybody with me on that? Everybody understand? That way the file is the base of the card, the main part of the card, which is this brown right here, is free to all. I made it out of free shapes. Okay? So it's not going to cost anybody anything to cut the actual box card. It's just all the pretties that go in it are access images. Okay? And you can replace those with anything, guys. You can use this card for tons of things. You can use this card for. It doesn't have to be this Mom's Day theme. You don't have to use flowers. You can use bunnies. I can't wait to see somebody do one for Easter. There's tons of things that you can use this file for. But all of this right here is free, and this was free when I put it in. Okay? So that's all you got to do if you don't have access. Oh, welcome, Shirley. The bees, I think, were $1.92 for me, Joy, but I have Access Premium, so I got a discount on it. And we have a Facebook viewer, yay. And I think it's $1.99 if you don't. But if you don't want to buy it, I mean, he's so cute. You can use him in several projects. So, to me, I was like, I like him. He's super cute. So I went ahead and went with him. All right, so let's go and put this card together. As always, guys, if you have any design space questions, please ask them. We will show you here on screen to help you get an answer. It does not have to pertain to this project. It can be about any design space questions. We will help you. If the moderators can't answer it just in the chat, we will come back to the on-screen and show you. So don't hesitate to ask those questions. All right, so let's pop over to the overhead and let's put this little card together. Yeah, I love those little bees too. They're so stinking cute. I mean, seriously. They were just perfect for this card. It was a little bit of whimsy. So I used a few things. I did not use that. I still have leftovers from other projects in this box, guys, so don't pay attention to everything I have in here. I used the Nuvo drops for the center of my flowers. I used Dazzling Blue and Pink Champagne. And that was with this Cricut cardstock. This was all Cricut cardstock here. I'm going to confess this was a scrap and I don't know what it was. But I went ahead and used it for tonight. I am going to use a couple of foam dots. I use the thicker ones here. I may go with the thinner ones tonight since I got my Close to My Heart stash. Thank you for getting that for me, Judy LaRue. There is a Close to My Heart link down below if you guys want those super thin dots. That's the only place I've been able to find them. They may have them other places, but... And I have some extra pieces with mine, which I have been... because I have been cutting, but we're going to start with the envelope so I can get this big piece out of my way. And I cut mine out of a paper stack that I got from I forgot the name of it, guys. I got it off of scrapbook.com or Amazon, but it's the Bo Bunny Botanical Journal. So that I just used the paper out of that. I think it's a 65-pound paper. It doesn't really say, but I got it off of, it is Bo Bunny, and I got it off, I believe, Amazon. I want to say Amazon. So you're just going to fold on all of your score lines. And I did resize that free envelope for you guys so that this would fit. Marked a pencil mark on my envelope. It'll be hidden though. So we're just going to fold all of these flaps in so that the white is outside and the pattern is inside. So it's nice and pretty and looks lined when they open it. Okay, and the short side is your flap, okay? Long side is your fold-up tail. And the way I like to do it is I like to come to the outside of this piece and just do a small line of glue, and then to the inside of this piece and do a small line of glue. That way I'm not squishing glue all over the inside of my envelope. And I got a little bit high there. If you want to do a pencil mark or score mark so you know where to stop your glue, you can, but I just rub mine off. Super easy, super simple. I did do an extra mom for the front of the envelope, so you can glue that on. If you're gluing with me, make sure that you're not going exactly with me, because I tend to make mistakes occasionally. And then I did do some Nuvo drops on my envelope, and that's totally up to you if you're hand delivering. If you're mailing, of course, you're not going to put that on the front anyway. All right, so that's going to complete the envelope with the exception of one of our flowers. And I just did that for the back. And you can, I put some glue on the top half to stick on there. And then for sealing, you can put some removable adhesive once it dries on there. And then it will seal. Okay? Super easy, super simple envelope. Everybody's so quiet. All right. So now let's play around. I was going to do this before I put it together, and then I forgot. Literally, my Nuvo drops were drying, and I absolutely just forgot. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to do a couple of them so you guys aren't watching me do the whole thing. And I'll go back because I did these after they were put on. It was an afterthought. So on this one, I am using the Bluebonnet Cricut 0.4 pen. And guys, you can do this, literally. If you can scribble, you can do this. Who out there cannot scribble? Everybody can scribble. I'm going to just lower this down and give you guys just a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that. But you've got 5 petals on this flower, okay? So all I'm going to do is go straight up and down and just draw some scribbly lines. And I'm going to bring that up closer so you can see it. If I can get it to focus. Let's see. Don't want to make anybody drunk. There we go. You can see I just drew some lines. That's all I did. Drew some lines. We're not done though. You're going to do that. You're going to rotate it so that you're drawing your lines. And I start from the base and go out. It looks prettier when you go out. But you can see if you don't turn it completely how these are straight and how these kind of go off to the side. So make sure you're turning your flower. I'm just going to bring mine back over to this mat so you guys can see. And I'm just going to turn it, and I'm just going to flick my pen up 7-8 times on each petal. Okay? Then I'm going to go back, and I'm coming right down to the center. Let me see if I can get it to focus again. There we go. Then I'm coming right back down to the center, and I'm scribbling a dark area. just scribbled a dark area. Back and forth several times. Like you're marking out something. Okay? Like you're scribbling out an incorrect letter or something. But I just scribble. Okay? Once you have that step done, okay, then you're going to go back and you're going to add a few more, just 3 or 4 lines on each petal. And if you have a little gap like I have right there, you can go in and fill that in a little bit if you want, just with a little scribble dot. Just so it comes out even. But that's all I did, is I just hashed out some lines. Okay? And then when they dry, and it's going to take it a little bit to dry, they dry a little bit lighter, but you can see they kind of look 3D, like it's going down into the center of that flower. Super, super, super easy to do. Okay? And I did the blues with that blue bonnet. And you don't have to go all the way to the end like I did on that one. Just kind of take your time. That was a practice one. But just, it goes really quick. It looks really long. I'm not turning this one just to make it easier. But you can see there's really not a whole lot to getting that look. And the second set of lines, I forgot to mention, I do them a little bit shorter than the original ones. And if I feel like I need a longer one, I stick a longer one in there. Then on my pink ones, I used my magenta 0.4. Okay? And I did the same thing. You just have more leaves. Or petals, I should say, not leaves. And then go back again, scribble short. And how much color you put down is totally up to you. And then go back with a few more veining lines. You don't want them to be even. You want them to be sporadic. But super easy, super simple. Okay? And that's going to dry darker, so don't worry about it. It will dry darker. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on how to get that little bitty look there? For lines, the jelly roll. It may, Patty, it might, a jelly roll might, and it might not be enough. It might not spread enough, but the glaze, oh, that would be really pretty. I don't know if you guys have used any of the glaze pens. I do have some, but I wanted to try to use my Cricut materials with this one. Because of color match, I didn't have anything really that is a good color match except my Cricut pens. So that's why I went with those. To the Cricut cardstock. You want it to complement. You want it to be a shade or two darker, not too dark. But it would be pretty with a metallic too, guys. You could use a metallic. Those glaze pens, the jelly glaze pens, they are, I don't know if all of you guys have heard of those or seen those. We've had them out for a few years now. But they give a nice, they draw just like a pen. But after it dries, it's kind of raised up like Nuvo drops, but not quite as heavy. It's just a slight raise, like heat embossing. It's kind of like heat embossing without the heat and without the powder. That's the best I could describe that. So some of my flowers are going to be plain, guys, because I didn't do them. But that's okay. You're still going to have a nice look. Get them while they're on sale. Get them while they're on sale. Yes, thank you, viewer. I think that's one of my mods. We are live on YouTube, so I can see your names on YouTube. I can't see your names on Facebook. So we're going to start. I did take my butterflies. Now, I'm not going to do this, guys, but I took a Copic marker, and I went around, and you want to make sure that your pretty side is facing out. I went around the edge, and you can use Copic markers, whatever markers you have, just in black, to hide my white edge of that print and cut, just to give it a prettier look. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to do one so that you guys can see, and then I'm going to show you one that doesn't have it done so you can see. And I'm just going to say, the antennas of this butterfly do not cut well. It's really, really, really intricate, but I generally, no matter what project I'm doing, I snip those off anyway because they are super, super, super thin. So I went around that one and hid that white edge from my print and cut, and I'm going to do another one here. Go ahead and cut those antennae off. And when you cut those bees, that little bitty one, cut you a couple of extra. I just applied two. I was able to get two sets of all of my print and cut out of one page. So cut yourself some extras. You can use them on other projects if you're not making two cards. But I'm just trying to color those edges. And I do this especially when the whole edge of this is black around this butterfly. That's why I'm doing it, because it gives it such a better look. Now, I didn't do it on the bee because there was yellow at the top and it didn't stand out like this one did. So that is another little tip that you can do. So when I glue these together, this is the way they're going to look on the edge. It's going to look like some solid cardstock. If you don't do that, this is how it's going to look. See that difference? So when you're looking at it from the other views, you're going to see that this gives it a nicer look than this. Okay? So you can use your Cricut pen and do that too. Like if you got, I know if you got the mystery box, you got some of those calligraphy pens. They work perfect for this, for coloring the edges. Perfect. So make sure that you're taking that little bit of extra time, and you'll get a really, really, really nice looking card. So this is the base of your card, and you can make your basket bigger if you want to do 4 of these. But I'm just going to say for each one of these, you're going to need 2 of these, 1 for each side, and 2 of these. So this is going to do one side of the basket. This is going to do another side of the basket. So for every side you have, you need a set of these. Now mine is smaller than the die set, guys. If you want a bigger card, you can go bigger with this, but I didn't test it bigger, and I know their die set was bigger. So if you want bigger cards, I'm going to suggest that you grab that die set. But I was happy with the size, so I left mine like it was. I'm just folding those little tabs back on each side. So that's the way that's going to look. And I am using art glitter glue. You can use Barely glue, you can use reptile glue, whatever glue that you like. And we're just going to glue those 2 panels together. Make sure you get them even. Give it a second to dry. I'm just going to bring this tab in, and I'm going to glue this side. Make sure that you get them even. And I'm just going to press it back the other way again. So there is your little basket. I know, I found those in those butterflies in Access. I was surprised. So you're going to take your, I call it the T shape, and pay attention to your texture. If your cardstock has a texture, you want your texture to the outside, and you're going to, oh, that's one I bent. I know I cut extras, but that might be one of the old. Make sure your texture's to the outside and that you fold that away from you. Okay? Super easy, super simple. This one, you don't have to do anything to it. You're going to start at the bottom of your card, and you're going to put it under the first slat, the slit that's cut, and you're going to go over the next one and under the next one and over the next one and then under the top one. And then this piece will meet down at the bottom evenly. Okay? Super, super simple. Don't glue it because you've got other things to do. You don't need to glue it. There's no need, but you can glue right here. Don't do it yet, but you can glue just this bottom piece once you're done. Now you're going to take this piece with that piece folded over, and you're going to go in from the top. And you're going to go under at the top, just like we did at the bottom. And you're going opposite of what your other one was. As long as this piece is to the outside on your U piece, I call that the U, then the T piece will fit and be in the right position. And we're just going to go under that last one, and it stays to the inside of the card. Now you want to make sure you get, it's kind of tight, guys. Can't get that in there. There we go. And then that should fit flush down at the top. Now when you do this part, it's going to glue all of that together. That's why I said there's no need to glue it. You're just going to glue right here on this flap and fold it over. Make sure that it's square and that it's exactly center, and just pinch it shut. And then I just put a little bit of glue up under that to hold those edges down there. Okay? Super, super, super easy. Then we're going to flip that back just a little bit, and you just need a tiny bit of glue. Then you can glue that piece. Okay? Just make sure it's flush at the bottom and that the sides are working. And you can emboss this if you want. You can emboss this piece. Won't hurt anything. Now I did not emboss one. If you've got a 3D embossing folder, it might hinder your threading, but you shouldn't have a problem. You're just going to repeat that on all four sides, and once you've done it a couple of times, it's going to go really quick. Try not to bend your card. Pull it back and slide it forward as you need. Yeah. And then we're just going, I got glitter on that one. I don't know how I got glitter on that one. That might be one of my mishaps too. I cut extras when I was sizing everything. So. You're just going to keep going. All right, and again, Now you can fold this back if you want and glue both sides at the same time. It won't hurt anything because it's already threaded through. You don't want to break that down if you're going to have to take it out, because then it's bent right here. But at this point, nobody will know. And you can even fold it flat and give it a press to help you press both sides. Just going to slide that piece down to the base. And that's just going to lock it all in. Just make sure you got your texture, if your cardstock is textured, that you've got your texture out. This would make a cute strawberry basket too, guys. Super cute. Oh, thank you. The basket is 80-pound, Patty. Actually, this might be 100. No, this is 80, because I was going to cut this. This is the only one that's not Cricut. This one is AC cardstock because I wanted that texture on there, and the craft cardstock didn't have it, and my tan was off in my Cricut. My tan color was off. I didn't have this actual color that I wanted, but the Cricut does make a tan, and it will work perfectly fine. Your Cricut cardstocks will be absolutely perfectly fine on this. I wouldn't go 65, just simply because it might be too light to support the pieces that we're going to be adding to it. Okay? 65 is going to be a little light. 65 is okay for your butterfly and your bees. For your print and cut, perfectly fine. And even your mom pieces, all of your print and cut pieces, your 65 is going to be fine. But all the rest is 80. I didn't use any heavy duty on anything. We got one more side here. I had to cut these pieces several times before I figured out they weren't parallel. I kept making them parallel and they just didn't look right, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And the last one. You guys didn't know you were going to become basket weavers tonight, did you? Get in there. There we go. Don't squeeze it too hard this way, you'll break it down. And now our little basket is finished. How cute. Just gonna give all of my inside pieces a good press. You can fold it back and forth each direction. It's not gonna hurt anything. And I'm just reading a couple of things in chat. Yay. Hi, Sherry and Heather. And I'm going to get my extra pieces out of there. Now you can do your handles now. I did my handles at the end just because it was easier for me to handle and work with my inserts. And you're just going to get your grass inserts, and it doesn't matter if you want to go different ways with them, go different ways. If you want to go the same way, go the same way. This is the Cricut. I'm going to say it's called Spring Green. I could be wrong, but I think this is the spring green. And actually you want to kind of Z-fold them. Okay, just like that. One to the front, one to the back. So you have, it doesn't matter which one goes to the front or which one goes to the back. None of that matters. And I'm just going to bring one in, and I'm just going to glue one tab for now. And if I'm not mistaken, I went on the first row. I did. First row, and that last one was a mix-up. So you're just going to glue on that first band under the edge. You're just going to glue that where you want it. And I'm giving it a little space from the front. I'm just going to hold it till it sticks. And my grass is sticking up. You can see it's sticking up just a little bit. I'm going to bring you guys back up for a second. There we go. So right there on that first row, doesn't have to be exact. And that one's going to want to go to the back, so we're going to make him go to the back. Okay, so you want to fold it flat. Now that you've got one side glued in, you're just going to put glue on that tab only. Just on the tab, okay? And then fold your card flat. Pinch it flat, and that's where it wants to live. Okay, oops, I slid off. Just going to hold it there. And it should fold flat in either direction that you go now, okay? Super, that's the easiest way I know to tell you guys to do that. Oh, your first video. Welcome, welcome. So now I'm going to do the same thing. One tab only. And I'm just going to kind of space it back just a little bit from that one. On that first row. Okay, right below the lip. I'm calling that piece we folded over and glued the lip. So you want to be below that in that second row. And I'm just going to fold it flat. And sometimes it depends on where you, oops, I come loose. I'm not dry yet. You want to make sure that's dry before you move on. And I say move, bend one forward, bend one back, and that's just because of the nature of the beast with box cards. Sometimes I find if they go in the same direction, they're fine, and sometimes they're not. These went opposite, but this one is not wanting to go opposite, so just gonna do it, go with the flow. If the tab wants to be to the back, let it be to the back. Just gonna, there we go. Second one is going the other direction. No, it's not, it's going the same way. Okay. So I've got both of mine going the same direction all of a sudden. And it's okay. Again, I'm just gonna glue, I'm just gonna push it out a little bit so you guys can see. Glue that one little tab, just a dot of glue. And we're going to bring it down and fold it flat. Okay. And if you're a messy gluer like me, don't glue your card together. Hold it. Once you've got your spot where it wants to live, just hold it till that dries. Yes, this is a supporter file. If you want the file, if you become a supporter monthly on Ko-fi or on Patreon, then you can get this file. And then I'm just going to bring that third one back. Same thing, I'm going to go right to the inside on that second row. And this one wants to go, all of mine want to go forward this time. So I'm just going to bend it forward. And then I am just not doing well with my gluing today. I keep pulling it loose. I'm not giving it time to dry. I'm just going to stick it back in there, guys, and hold it for a second while I catch up on chat. We'll watch this glue dry. How about that? I do have free files too, guys. If you go on craftingwithapril.co, I have 3 freebies tabs. A lot of it's SVGs, but there are a few other paper files on there. All right. That last one gets tricky because it starts to get crowded in there. And then I'm just going to hold it. And then once you've got all your grass in there, you can decide what's going to be the front, what's going to be the back. I got that one a little closer. I kind of like that for my front. So I'm going to go with that. Okay? But you can space them any way you want to space them now. Okay? This is your card. Do it the way that you want. Now in the file, these are brown, but I cut mine from green. Guys, pick either one. It's going to look good, whatever you want to use. And there are several of them. And the reason there are several of them is you need to duplicate it, okay? They need to be duplicated and glued together to give it strength, all right? Otherwise, it can get a little top heavy. So the way I did mine, and this is all Cricut cardstock. Again, I think it's the spring green. All right. So what I did is I just glued those. I didn't glue that bottom one. I wanted to leave it so that I could spread it apart. We're just going to glue that second one right on top. But you want this to be open, okay? And I'm going to do that with all of them. Make sure you're gluing the right way. When you fold yours the same way, this one doesn't though. I don't know if I just got lucky with the way I designed it in Design Space, but it seems to go both ways without issue. But I know what you're talking about, Jamie. I've had that problem before too, and I'm like, why is it doing that? Oop, I glued that bottom one. I should still be able to get it apart. I'm going to try anyway. Okay, so now we have those. And I'm not going to color all of my butterflies, guys. But you need to color yours on the edges so that it's pretty. There's my big one. There's my little one. So what I did here is I took my butterfly and I kind of just put a little bit of glue on the base of the wing. And then I stuck it. Oops, I'm going the wrong direction. Oh, that's the back. That's why. You can put it on any direction that you want. And then I just kind of glued it to the front right there. All right. And you can close it and see how it's going to look when you put it into the envelope. Then I glued my other piece completely to the other one. That way you get that 360, or not 360, but front and back look, so that it's covered from the back and from the front. Okay? And you can see that there. No matter which way I look at it or fold it, it looks good. Because how many times have you done a box card and they only do the front, and then when you fold it, you see all of those white pieces on the other side? I didn't want that for this card. All right, and then one of the small ones go here, and all I did, I put my flowers on first, guys. So I'm just going to use that one that I did draw just for kicks and giggles. And we're going to take the small stem, and I'm going to glue this one on. Right about there. No rhyme or reason. Guys, you can put your stems on there. I just lost my place. I lost my place. My glue missed. That's what happened. There we go. Just going to put a little on those stems just to hold it. You just need enough to tack it, because you're going to take this one and you're going to do the same thing we did with our butterfly. Of course, you've got all your drawing done on yours. You scribbled yours out. And then you're just going to line them up and press them down together. I didn't get enough glue in there. And then I got my little baby bee, and this is why I said to cut extra. See, he's got no antennas, but he does. So some of them you will get off the mat, and some you won't. But just go ahead and change your copies to 2 and do your printing. And I just pulled his antenna off, but that's okay. I'm going to use him anyway. He can go to the back. Maybe. He might go to the front. Now my bee may have to go the other way because he's the only one that's got good antennas. I should have cut more, but I didn't. I did cut it on intricate cardstock. I lost my scissors. Oh, they're under the box lid. So I'm just going to trim those off. And I'm going to go with him facing the other direction on this one. So I'm going to use the bad one to the back. And then we're going to glue the good one to the front. And you'll want to get them lined up good. How cute is that? I know, poor baby bee. I'm going to adjust you guys. I don't want to make anybody dizzy. Just so you can see, because my card's getting taller. And then we're just going to, you see that I have separated that, and we're just going to slide it right over the front. You want it to hang over the side just a little bit. And then when you lay it flat, it's just slightly over, okay? So kind of get your guesstimating down before you, and you don't want to bend this, you just want to separate it, because this is where your strength is going to come from on the box, so that it stands up and doesn't get floppy on you. Okay, super cute and easy. And then you're just going to build each layer. So I'm just going to watch chat and see what questions you guys have. I'm using the large one next and doing 2 of the blue flowers. And guys, mix it up. Do whatever you want to do with your flowers, okay? Put them anywhere that you want to put them on this project. I put my pink one on first. And I'm just going to flip it over. And I'm going to cover it up. And it's okay if green peeks out from here. It looks like stems. Nobody's ever going to see it or think that it's not meant to be that way. It will be fine. And I took this one and I went on this stem here. And you can overlap on front of your pink flower if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Cover the back. And then you can decide. I like to lay mine flat to get my perception on it. I'm going to put this one here. I want some of that green sticking out on it though. So I'm just going to tack it. Okay, and again, it should be open at the bottom. Try not to bend it. You don't want to bend that cardstock. That's going to give you your stability. And I may have that a little bit tall. If you get it too tall, you're going to have to redo your envelope. Yeah, I know I do. And it will get floppy right there where those stems are until that glue dries, because it's wet glue, guys, and it wets your cardstock. So just be careful with it while you're working on it. And then I did another large one opposite. Grab my flower. I'm just going to glue these together. However they land, that's how they land. Y'all are too quiet. Everybody's too quiet. Let's see some hearts and likes and all of that good junk. I know it takes a second for chat to catch up. I have got something in my way here. Let's see. There we go. You're focused on watching me, Shirley. Oh no, I had stuff popping up all over my screen. I laid my mat on my keyboard. I guess that will do it, right? And I'm not through with this. I'm just going to go in here and see where I want it. I think I want this one to go this way. And I do. So I'm just kind of filling in. And I kind of look to see where it's going to land on this. And again, this is wet. Just take your time, let it dry. You'll be fine. You can even go ahead and add this and then put your other piece on. That's another way of doing it. If you want to put your greenery on and then let it dry really good and then put your flowers on, you can do that too. And I think I want a flower there. I'm just going to fold it flat so I can get to this piece. So super fun. And then I am going to, I have another piece of green. You can put that on right here to the back of your box if you want to. I think that's where I'm going to put this one. That's an extra piece in case you guys wanted it. Just to have some greenery pop in there all by itself. So when it's flat. And then I need my big B. Make sure I got two. I think I want to put him here. That guy's starting to get like he's supposed to be. Starting to firm up again where he was floppy. This is tricky. Those little antennas, gluing those, getting them lined up. So now we have our bee there. And I'm going to do a second butterfly, and I'm just going to put him on the front here. Now I am still going to glue them together because I want that finished from both sides. So I'm just going to glue the whole thing. Get it all lined up. I have glue on my fingers because I'm a messy gluer. I'm gonna save that bee. I'll use him on something. Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna use my pop dot. I know he's gonna go right there. I'm just going to stick my dot on there and then position my butterfly. How cute. And it's really cute once you've done all your flowers. My flowers aren't done yet. And then we have our mom printable, and I did put Nuvo drops on the flowers for these two guys. So I'm just going to lay that flat for a second so that that support back there can dry. Need the small ones here. I just lost two covers, so there's one. I'm just going to put it right behind that flower. Another one. There you are. Come off of there. There we go. I lost two of my release liners. I think that one might be too big. off. Maybe not. Maybe it won't show. It's good. So then I'm just going to line that up center. I think I want it a little lower down. I'm just going to press that down. And guys, it's basically finished. You're going to take your handles and you're going to, the pointy end, you're going to slip right in this third row from the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little glue on the point, and you can adjust them how high you want them. If you want them up higher, put them in the next slot. Get in there. There we go. And if you want, you can put a couple of pop dots of the minis behind it. Just a little glue on the tip. And then we're going to come in that third row. That's why I said you don't want to glue those together. You want to be able to get your handles in there if you're using them. How super cute is this? All done, guys. We're finished. Super, super quick, super easy. Looks good, fun, no matter which way you fold it to put it in the envelope. Looks good front and back. Again, mine's not finished because I didn't do the drawing, but once you draw your flowers, it'll add that dimension to it. Okay? I might, and if you've got one, I think that I may have missed my area right there or bent it one. But if you've got one that's floppy like that after your glue dries, guys, just put another flower in there or put another stem and just trim it off. And it will hold it. I promise you, it will hold it. Super, super, super fun. You might have to fold it the other way to get it in your envelope. Depends on where your flowers were placed, but they will go. And I gave a little bit of extra space, so I went really tall with that one, and I still have room to close my envelope. So you can see where it's closing at. And I went super tall. For it not to fit, you're going to have to go really, really tall and really, really wide. But if you just hang over the edge, you'll be fine. And you can see that this one's maybe a ½ inch over the edge from the bottom, not the top. Maybe a ¼ inch from the top over. And you can see how much that butterfly is over. So you've got room to go over if you want to. You just may have to, if it doesn't fit in your envelope, fold it the other way and it will go. Okay? You can kind of draw yourself an outline if you want to of width. Do 2 marks on your mats, on your Cricut mats or your Tim Holtz mat like I am doing here. And then you can figure 4 inches. You don't want to go over 4 1/4. That's about what I'm at, is 4 1/4. That's about the best width that you want to have. So if you lay it flat and you're checking it before you glue, you'll know. If you can see here, this one's at 4 1/2 and it won't fit the envelope when I fold it this way. But if I fold it this way, it fits. Okay? Yes, and you got the flower on the back of your envelope. All of that. Nice and finished for hand delivery. Now, if you're not hand delivering, you don't want to put, you can see I put the Nuvo drops on those flowers there and on here. You can make them thin, you can make them thick, and I put them also on the mom piece here. Okay? And Nuvo drops are super easy to use. You'll want it to lay flat while they're drying if you do this. But you're just going to squeeze out a little bit. If you have stickles, you can do this. Nuvo drops. Nuvo drops aren't as rough as stickles. They don't dry. They keep their dimension. They don't dry as flat. So, lots of fun. I lost my envelope. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and put them on here too. and let those dry. Those take about 30 minutes to dry. I'm going to set these out of my way. So does anybody have any questions? Any design space questions? Anything that you need me to help you with? Anything you need me to answer? Yes, it's super cute. Super cute. Fun project. You can do strawberry baskets out of these guys. I can't wait to see an Easter one. Easter bunnies. All right, and I have to look at one of my 3 books here and see what. Okay, tonight we did. What is today? See, I don't even know. The iron-on is coming out on Wednesday. The iron-on file for the box. That is coming out with the tutorial on Wednesday for all of my supporters. Friday we have an Escal. Sure cuts a lot. We're going to be, I think, don't hold me to it, but I think it's Object on a Path this week. So we're going to be talking about how to make, I know you guys see monogram frames and things like that. That's what Object on a Path is going to do. So I think that's the lesson that we're doing. And then on Monday, we're doing the mandala card. So next Monday, we will be doing mandala cards. Lots of fun. And those are posted up in the calendar as well, so you guys can see those. Yes, you can ink the edges. I would use, I don't know, maybe almond or a toffee. Espresso might be too dark, but test it, see. An almond color, a light brown ink, tan ink. The espresso or coffee colors might be a little dark, but you could do that, and you could, even if you don't have an ink pad, you could use a Copic. Copic marker will work. Yes, you can weld your writing. If you want to do text until they take it away from us, right now you can weld. If you have uploaded a font, that's the only uploaded thing you can share. If you upload anything into a file, you cannot share it. But if you weld a font, then you can share that, but it has to be welded. Otherwise, it's going to tell them they don't have that font installed, and it's going to default it to a different font. Right. If it's set on writing, it can't be welded. But for instance, I used the Brilliant font here, and I welded it. So you guys will be able to open that file, even if you don't have that font. And yes, Thursday, I will be posting links. Guys, it's already up. Go into the group announcement and save your links for your mug press. Get those. We have some super things coming for you guys on that. And I am even giving free files for everybody on the mug press. So you will have mug files. I am looking at doing 5 to 10. I don't know how many I can get done. 5 to 10 file bundle for everybody. So get those. And those will be free to everybody, supporters included. Make sure you get your mug press. Please use my links. I will earn a small commission if you use my links. It supports the groups. Okay? Please. The DIY code is not going to work on that. It doesn't work on anything that plugs in. It doesn't work on any new items, I think, for 90 days. Occasionally, they will let you use them on new materials, but usually it's 90 days. So try your DIY code. It may work and it may not. And always your access is going to discount automatically. But all of that is for you guys. If you don't use my links, they don't give me anything without that link click. The mug press is going to be awesome, guys. I really feel like it's going to be an awesome thing. And I have some things lined up for you guys. I'm going to tell you what will and what won't work in that mug press. So keep an eye out for that. I already have a couple of things I'm going to try once I get mine. And I'm going to let you guys know. Fail or pass. Yeah, it stopped letting us weld drawing for a while back. Now, surely you can weld it if it's a cut. You can set it on cut and you can weld it and then change it to draw. But it's going to follow the cut path. Okay? It will follow the cut path. But you can set it to cut, weld it, and then change it to draw. You're not sure what the mug press can do that you can't do on your own? First of all, you're going to get even heating, and it's going to be snug around that cup, Cindy, so you're not going to have as many fails. It presses an image on the mug, but it is ink. It is not iron-on. It is ink. I know people have been trying to put iron-on cups for a while. Unless you're sealing it with epoxy, it's not going to stay because it wasn't designed for that. But the ink is just like your infusible ink shirts. It's permanent. It's not going to wash off. It's not going to scratch off and scrape off. It's going to be there. I mean, you could take sandpaper and probably scratch the coating off. But as long as you treat it normally and wash it properly, then you shouldn't have any problem with it being permanent forever. So I'm going to have some videos out for you, Cindy, I promise. I am waiting on a mug press, and as soon as I can get my hands on one, then we're going to, I'm probably going to go live, but if not, I will do a couple of recorded, and then we will go live as soon as I can. You've never used the infusible inks. They're permanent, Cindy. Let me grab one and I will show you what it does. Okay, so now I did this with sublimation. I want you to understand before I show you this, sublimation, infusible ink is a form of sublimation. Infusible ink is already printed on sheets for you, where sublimation, you print it and then you do it. You have to print it on your paper. When you buy your infusible ink, it's already printed for you. So this is infusible ink. There's nothing to come off. This is permeated into the cup. Just like when you go to Walmart and you buy a cup that has something printed on it and it's not raised up. If it's raised up, it's screen print, okay? If it's raised up, it's screen print. If it's smooth and feels just like the side of the cup, then it is sublimated. Okay, and your infusible ink is going to give you the option to do that, but you're going to do patterns. You can cut your infusible ink. Is going to also come in solids. They have the ones in there that where you can cut these sheets to do what you want to do and put on your cup. Okay, and it has a sticky backing. The one for the cups has a sticky backing, so you have less chance of failing, because cups can be expensive and you don't want to ruin those. Here's the teddy that I did, okay, earlier this evening. I already posted it up. Now, I had an error because I did my infusible ink. I didn't realize I had a crinkle in the back of it, so I didn't get a flat with my platen. But I'm okay with it. It's just a super simple project. But this is my infusible ink, and I cut it to put on the shirt for the bear. And the shirts can be changed, and this is the one I sublimated. So the sublimation where I could actually print this and make it all certain layers, that's what I did. I printed that on my paper and did that. This one, I just cut the infusible ink sheet and used it. Okay, so there are lots of ways that you guys are going to be able to use it, and I have a feeling there's a couple of things that you're going to be able to use. Like I said, I'm going to test mine once I get it, and I'm going to let you guys in on all the tips and tricks that I learn. Okay, you can also use the infusible ink pens, like Sue just said. You can use the infusible ink pens, and you can draw your own designs and color them and then put them on those mugs. So if you have never done it, and I'm going to say, I think I am going to like the mug press better than I like the infusible ink sheets that we have currently. Because of the sticky backing, that's a game changer. That is a total game changer, especially with people who are learning sublimation and working with inks. So yes, you can draw on the infusible ink sheets, but you'll want to wipe your pens. I did a set of coasters where I drew some seashells onto the ink sheets, and then I cut them and put them on my coasters. Worked perfect. So you can draw on those. You just want to be careful that you don't ruin your pens, because it does have a coating on these, and you'll want to be careful of that. But laser copy paper is what you want to use. Some people use copy paper, but I'm just going to say you're not going to get as vivid of an image, and you do get a better image if you use the laser copy paper. Cricut did extensive testing on that, and yes, you can use other things, but they present to you, when they present this stuff, what they found to work the absolute best. Okay? So that's where they're not saying you can't use anything else. What they present when they present these type of things are what works best after the extensive testing they've done. Yes, there's going to be templates in Design Space. Well, it's already there. There are already templates in there. And there are going to be more to come. People are going to start making them and posting them in there. I'm going to make some of my own. Yes. Well, if you follow me in the group, or if you're in my Blooming Ink group, you can buy sublimation blanks, and you can use infusible ink on sublimation blanks. The t-shirts are sublimation t-shirts, but I can use infusible ink on them, okay, because they have a high poly content. You cannot go to the Dollar Tree and buy a mug and put ink on it. It's not going to work. That is not going to work, okay? It has to have that special sublimation coating to accept the inks. So make sure that you're not rushing out to your local Dollar Tree and buying a bunch of cups thinking they're going to work, because they're not. You're going to waste your ink sheets. Okay? Don't do that. Make sure you buy, if you're going to buy somewhere other than Cricut, then I suggest you buy sublimation blanks. And be careful when you're buying your blanks and who you buy them from, because some of them can be irregular, and you'll think that your ink is not performing right, and it can actually be where the cup has a flaw. So and I'm pretty sure that the Cricut ones that they're selling are going to be top quality. So you can spend a couple of extra bucks and buy the 36 pack from Cricut and know you're getting a quality product, or you can save 20 bucks buying them somewhere else and pay for shipping and, get what you get. So, but there are going to be tons of options. And plus, if you use your access discount, you're going to save $10 off the price of that. How long does it take to cook the mug? I believe it's going to depend on your ink. And with my sublimation, I think this is like 4 to 4.5 minutes. But your Cricut mug press is auto set, Pat. All you got to do is push the thing down and it's going to auto time it for you. You don't have to worry about the time. No time issue. You're just going to close it around your mug and let it bake till it beeps, and then you're going to open it up and take it out. It said 6 minutes for the mug press. Sublimation is transferring a special ink with heat, Cindy. It's a special heat. Thank you for that, Jamie. 6 minutes. But this takes 4.5 here, but it's a different ink and paper. So it doesn't have the coating. I have to go in and I have to tape it. I think I'm going to be happier with the ink sheets that have the tape on there so I can align it and do all that. No, it's not long at all. And it comes out, I think the reason that it takes 6 minutes, Pat, I'm going to be honest, I don't have one yet, so I'm guessing. When I remove this in 4.5 minutes, I have to have heat gloves and I have to dip it in water to stop the sublimation process. I'm thinking the reason that one takes another 1.5 minutes is for it to cool down enough for you to reach over and take that cup out and set it on your mat for the cup part to cool, but your handle is cool. When we do these, the whole thing gets extremely hot, and at 4.5 minutes, you have to have an oven mitt to put this down, to take it out of the thing. So I'm thinking that's why Cricut's is 6 minutes. I think it goes through a cool down period before it releases. I could be wrong. I don't have one yet, but I'm pretty much thinking that's why. All right, but 6 minutes, that's not long. I mean, you can make a cup, cut your design and make a cup if you do a ready-made project without laying it out in, I'm going to say 10 minutes, weeding and all. So you're not going to do a gift much quicker than that. Okay? Does anybody have any more questions? All right, guys. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that this live took a little bit longer than we normally do, but we had a large project and we had lots of questions tonight. So I appreciate the questions. I love them. I'm glad. Yeah, guys, make sure you're getting your press on Thursday, March the 11th. And don't forget, guys, you can do Affirm. You can do the Affirm payments. If you click on that and do Affirm, and you can set up payments. You can set up, I think it is from 3 to 6 payments, or maybe even more than that. Maybe even 12. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used any Affirm. But you can use Affirm, so if you don't want to shell out all the money at one time, you can make payments on that. All right, guys, you have a wonderful night, and I will catch you on Friday for a Sure Cuts a Lot lesson. There will be no file on Friday. Your file's coming out on Wednesday for the card box. Card crate, that's what it is. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining me.